Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me online today. The relationship between China and the Arab world or the Gulf region have been taken to new heights. As young people, though, I wonder which areas of cooperation you are most excited about.
I would love to see more, cooperation and partnerships when it comes to culture and music, and all the things we as humans enjoy. I think music is such a great source of connection for people, whether you understand the language or not. I think it's a universal language that we can all enjoy and respond to. But I think also perfumery is something very unique to not unique in the sense of, every culture has perfumery, but our relationship to perfumery is very special, and it's very intimate, and it's very, it's something more than just a sense. It's an experience. It's unlocking memories from a different time. And I think those two are things I'd be keen on sharing. Music in general, but also perfumery very specifically.
There's so many opportunities, and I cannot describe. I'm so excited. I've been telling people the Middle East will be the next future. People started to talk a lot about Chinese tech companies, how they're, developing back in China, and how, their influence could be brought into this region and to really enhance the whole technology development of the Middle East countries.
We lack the advanced ways of building skyscrapers like in 3 months as you guys. And actually, I think no other country in the whole world would be able to build a skyscraper in 3 months such as you guys.
So of course, China is the largest producer of solar panels in the world, and there are massive solar energy projects in Egypt and in the UAE, and I think right now in Saudi as well. So there's definitely a strong potential for collaboration in solar and renewable energy production. There's definitely a strong collaboration potential in green manufacturing.
There are lots of opportunities for collaborations. One of, let's say, energy sector, let's say food sector, let's say even space. Actually, China has a lot of collaboration with UAE, with Saudi in terms of space and aerospace aviation. My interest, for example, is in climate change. I just come back actually from COP27. And so one example I can provide is really sustainable and renewable energy. We just discussed that Dubai has limited oil reserve. So Dubai and UAE in general has think about developing renewable energy, let's say solar power panels, for a long time. So I think in terms of collaboration in renewable energy, and Dubai has this Mohammed bin Rashid Solar Park, which is one of the largest in the Middle East and North African region. So I think there is a huge potential in terms of collaboration to deliver renewable energy between China and the Arab world. And in fact, a lot of youth participation are in place. We have the Decathlon, which is an academic competition that are participated by university students to develop more innovative solar panel technology. So I think this is one of the interesting areas to collaborate between China and the Arab world.
The next big thing is 2023. Dubai will host the COP28. It is right after Egypt hosting the COP27, and this is the Gulf region, Gulf countries for the first time hosting this kind of international event on sustainability and environment.
And thanks for bringing up COP, because again, that's a massive way for cooperation. Of course, it was held in Egypt just last month, and it's going to be held in the UAE next year. So of course, this regional cooperation and looking at climate and green technologies is so important. But when it comes to agriculture, and of course, Egypt has been an agriculture kind of food basket for a long time, especially around the River Nile. There are food security issues, and there's a lot of need to grow more food in more sustainable methods. And China has a lot of excellent agricultural technology that can be exchanged between the two countries. So there is potential there, and there's a lot of need for agricultural innovation.
There are certainly many areas where both sides can cooperate and further develop together. With the first China-Arab States Summit and the China Gulf Cooperation Council Summit happening, can you share the significance from your perspective?
Back in 2017, I think President Xi visited the UAE as well. I would tell you that he came in the summertime, and I just felt all of a sudden I'm experiencing Chinese New Year all over again. We, we have all the decorations out to welcome President Xi, and people are very excited to see, the collaboration. And particularly throughout history, the Middle East has always, tried to look to the East for experience, for knowledge. And this time, and with President Xi's visit, and that really exemplified that. And then the people here are curious to learn more and to find out, how China has really developed and rise to a next level in terms of technology, in terms of sustainability. So people are receiving this visit as like an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to receive like a new development, new ideas from China.
Actually, it is very exciting to see a lot more East-to-East cooperation, again, between the regions as a whole, and a lot more youth cooperation. Specifically, I think with the UAE, again, this has been a vision for many years. And there's a long history at that between not just the UAE, but the Arab states and China, specifically now the GCC, before we talk about Egypt, where there's the pearl trade and the spice trade and the Silk Road. So there's a lot of historic trades between these regions, the GCC as a region, let's say, and China.
Very interesting. Can you expand on how is this East-East cooperation impacting young people in the regions, or how can young people take advantage of this cooperation?
That China is only going to grow bigger and better. And the UAE, of course, saw building and strengthening friendship between the two countries and cultural understanding between the youth is what creates these deeper connections and more stable and sustainable, actually, relations between the two countries that seek mutual benefits between the two countries. So this kind of friendship, it ends up feeding into more positive diplomatic and economic relations down the line.
There's just a lot of synergies for young people from China to this region, and to really help Chinese firms to come and bring their knowledge, bring their experience here, to support and to help the Middle Eastern countries or the Gulf countries to achieve like sustainability targets that they have set out.
Egypt and China are also both ancient civilizations. And Egypt was actually the first Arab and African country to sign official diplomatic relations with China in 1956. So there's also a long history there between the two countries. And right now, this strengthened cooperation is really exciting because there's a lot of youth in both parts. There's a strong potential for cooperation, especially in areas when it comes to climate. So transition to renewable energy sources and generally a transition into a green and circular economy.
Very insightful, particularly for reminding us how both regions share so much in history as we build a community of shared future together in the new era.